GM friends, and welcome to Zazoome. I'm Sheri Barbera. Do you want to make $100,000? And I think that's a fair question, but what if maybe you wanted to make more than $250,000? Would that sound good to you in only 24 hours? What if I told you you can make more than $1 billion in 5 years? Would you be excited? Would you want to do whatever I'm going to tell you about? Would you be interested in trying it? Yes or no? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments below this video. Let me know, because today we are talking about, should you free mint your NFT project or should you charge for it? And it's been a huge debate lately. A lot of people have been free minting, and so there's a lot of statistics, which I love, for me to talk about. So who is here? Hi, Rob. Welcome. Great to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Kayla's hello, and thank you for being here. Welcome, welcome. And Ronnie, so glad you're here. Thank you very much. Appreciate all of you. Let's get back to the slides. I am going to show you how you can actually do that and who did that. If you free mint your NFTs, and we were going to discuss this, Sal and me, together in a he said, she said, and unfortunately, or fortunately, we are so busy that he is not able to be here right now with our business. So I am going to be not debating, but I am going to be giving you the pros and cons of free minting. We are not going to be discussing charging for your NFTs until next time. So you're going to have to tune in for that, because that is a whole huge thing on its own, right? So what do I mean by free mint? I am talking about when you post your NFT collection, when you drop it for the very first time for free. You don't charge. The only thing that buyers pay if they're on a platform that charges gas fees like Ethereum are the gas fees. And gas fees are the transaction fee. That's what a gas fee actually is for your NFT. So how do you make money if you allow this free minting? Well, the biggest way is on secondary sales. And that is what are called royalties. And royalties are something that IRL, in real life artists, do they ever make a royalty on their work? No. When something in real life is sold, when a piece of art is sold, when a car is sold, when a bicycle is sold, when a house is sold, do you make money off of every single sale after that if you were the primary owner? No, you do not. You do if you set up royalties on your NFTs the very first time you drop your collection. This isn't something that you can do afterwards and say, oh my God, I forgot to do this. No, you have to do this in your smart contract, or you have to do this if you're doing one-of-ones. When you set up your one-of-one for royalties, this is when you do it. You set it up right then for royalties. So massively, massively important for you to think about charging royalties. What is the ongoing royalty today? Because this is something that has also changed dramatically over the last couple of years. And NFTs have only been around since about 2017. So in 5 years, it's sort of remarkable what this whole entire industry has transformed into, where an artist such as myself, or you, if you're an artist, can actually make money in perpetuity as long as NFTs exist off of your original content, off of your original art. And I want you to think about this because it's so incredible and so important for you to put that in there. What are the royalties that people have been doing? Well, they had sort of started around 2.5%, and gradually climbed as people felt more and more inclined to charge a royalty, which is like a licensing fee for your IP, intellectual property. And so then people got a little greedy and they were charging upwards of 10%, some even a little more than that, which means that when you buy an NFT, a portion of that money that you pay for it goes back to the artist from the marketplace where you purchase from through that smart contract. And today, about 7.5% is the average, 7.5% royalty. So if you were wondering what it is, there it is. Okay. Let's get right into examples, because isn't that the most important thing if you're doing a free NFT? Who successfully did this? Well, the OGs of NFTs, CryptoPunks by Larva Labs, two guys who were creating this software program. They are the creators of the original generative software program. And they just said to themselves, is this something that people would actually pay for? Is it something that people would get behind and be excited about? What if we just drop these PFPs, these profile pictures, these pixelated profile pictures, these simplistic images of a person for free and see what happens? And at this particular time, and it was 2017, most of the buyers and sellers of anything were gamers. Okay, so gamers have been the OGs of many, many things. You gamers are awesome. And so gamers already pretty much were familiar with cryptocurrency, which the majority of the world was not. And this is only 5 years ago. Let's just keep in mind, only 5 years ago. And when CryptoPunks were dropped, they were only offered in Ethereum. And at that time, gas fees, you're gonna fall off your chair when I show you this, okay? So FREE-to-Mint, there were 10,000 altogether. They kept 1,000 back for the developers, okay? And this is something a lot of teams do. They keep back 1,000 for themselves in order to give them away, in order to use them as incentive prizes, in order to thank the people that are working for them, potentially, possibly for free. So there were 10,000 of them. What did it cost in ETH in 2017? Oh my God, 11 cents. It was like 11 cents. And the reason for that was because there were not very many transactions. There was nothing, there was no competition. There was nobody buying and selling stuff. So it was ungodly cheap to buy an NFT. And yet, what happened? Crickets. Nothing happened. Nobody was buying. Nobody was interested. They were like, okay, so they're free. Big deal. Who cares? We're not interested. What changed that? What changed that? The thing that changes everything. Everything. What changes everything for a business? Advertising and marketing. Advertising and marketing. What is the best kind of advertising you can possibly get? Free, right? Okay, so what happened was Mashable, the magazine, wrote an article about CryptoPunks, about Larva Labs, about these guys that were creating these digital assets. Who had even heard of a fungible or a non-fungible token? Did anyone even know what it meant? Did anyone know what a digital asset was in 2017, only 5 years ago? Yes, some people did, but not that many. And so when Mashable wrote this article, not a single CryptoPunk had been minted. And yet, within 24 hours, the entire drop had been minted. And this is the power, this is the incredibleness of getting an article written about you, of marketing, advertising, promoting, of being in sync with people who are excited, interested, and want to know more about what you're doing. And these are the reasons why you need to be on top of not just your NFTs, but also your tribe, also the people who affect your tribe, also the people who can do good for you for free. And those are people in news, people in media. How can they help you? Be aware of this. Okay, so free mint works if there are people who can help you. Current stats on CryptoPunks, ready to blow your mind. Okay, in the last 24 hours, sales were $1.13 million or 667.5 ETH in 1 week. Sales, resale, these are resales, guys. These are all resales, were $8.54 million. $8.54 million. Resales. So the overall stats, the current lowest punk available is $123,000. Like insanity, right? 11 cents, $123,000. What is the percentage increase on that? Simply insane. Okay, the value of sales in 24 hours, the number of sales in the last 12 months, the number of sales. These are people interacting with each other to buy and sell. Almost 6,000 people. Think of 6,000 people in a room excited about one project, buying and selling like lunatics on their computers, 5,815 of them. So total sales were $1.71 billion in 5 years for something that minted for free. Minted for free. And if that was you and you had 7.5% royalties on all resales, would you have made a lot of freaking money? I don't even have to answer that question because you already know the answer to that. Okay, here's another example. It's called Loot. It only dropped last year, literally not even a year ago, okay, August 27th. And look at the interesting NFT. What? This is an NFT? What? Yeah, this is an NFT, okay, this black thing with white lettering on it. So what Loot said was, randomized adventure gear, no images or stats, intentionally omitted for others to not interpret. No fee, just pay gas, so that's your transaction fee. 8,000 bags. He called his NFT bags. Why? Because it was loot. Okay, loot. What is he talking about? Well, you gamers understand this immediately, right? You gamers understand this immediately. So the collection, you could click these links, available via contract only, not audited. Mint at your own risk. Okay, mint at your own risk. And then what does this mean? Well, if you're a gamer, you're going to look at this and you're going to say, hard leather armor, divine hood, hard leather belt, death root, ornate greaves of skill, studded leather gloves. Well, this all sounds like what? Sounds like what? I mean, you got to know that it was gaming gear, right? Gaming gear, but for what? Well, it was gaming gear for you to create any kind of game you wanted. Oh my God, what? Like kind of mind blown again. So that particular NFT, that one NFT sold for 250 ETH, which is about $800,000. And it's like so insane in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks. The loot bag NFTs had resold for $232 million. $232 million. Look at the sales volume. This is August 27th of 2021. This is September 9th. We're talking 2 weeks. $232.7 million. Look at that. Look at that trajectory. This is the kind of trajectory that you want for your statistics. This is a tactic that a bunch of other gaming-minded and not even gaming-minded, but people who were like, whoa, all right, I love the way this man thinks. And in fact, the co-creator of Loot was the founder of Vine, right? So 7-second videos, the first one to say, okay, tell a whole story in 7 seconds. It is something that you want to learn from. You don't want to copy, you want to learn from. And there were so many people who looked at this and said, whoa, What an amazing concept. What a fantastic idea. Look at how much money they're making. Look at how cool this is. So he drops all the gear for you to come up with your own games, your own concepts, your own ideas from, and then build a community around that. And it all comes back to him in royalties. It all comes back to him in the tribes that are being built. It all comes back to the team in overall recognition, overall sales, overall income, overall growth, overall tribeness of the people that like flip out over this and become a part of it and grow massively what Loot was nothing when it launched as a free mint. If there are questions about that, please let me know in the chat or in the comments below, and I will be happy to answer those for you. So another example, hey, you know, not every free mint is going to work. And this one really, Cryptosaurus. It's cute, right? It's pixely. It's like reminiscent sort of CryptoPunks. They released only 237 NFTs at a 5% royalty. 237, it's just not going to make you a whole lot of money, right, at a free mint, unless there's something absolutely awesome about it. So their all-time sales in resales, $9,513. Well, if you're making 5% of that, have you made any money at all? Really, no. I mean, don't quit your day job and have your you're supposed to have, I don't know how many of you have heard this mantra from God knows how many different people, but thought leaders everywhere and business people everywhere have been saying for years, 7 sources of income. You should always have 7 sources of income. If you're a speaker, you should get paid for speaking. If you're a speaker, you should sell books and make money from your books. If you're a speaker, you should have courses about your speaking. If you're a speaker, you should have retreats where people come and meet with you. You should have a membership. What am I up to? 5? You should, on and on and on, right? So don't have one source of income. Hopefully Cryptosaurus didn't have just one source of income because they're not going to pay their rent with that kind of money. Okay, here's another not so good free mint. Meta Blobs. Kind of a cute name, kind of a funny concept, but I don't know. I mean, sometimes artwork like this just does fabulously well and sometimes it bombs. Free release, 10,000 NFTs. Now we're talking, okay, 7.5% royalty, which is so much better when you're free minting. And then what happened? Well, the all-time volume in sales, and we're still talking 2021, $2,626. Even worse, with 10,000 NFTs as opposed to 237 for Cryptosaurus. So what is going on here? There's a lot. Okay, there's a lot. So in May of 2022, we are talking literally a few months ago, the Octagon by Deca dropped. The Octagon by Deca dropped. And there are 5 levels of Deca. It was a free mint with just paying gas for transaction fees, 34,400 NFTs dropped, and the royalty at 7.5%. All-time volume, 31,700 owners, almost selling out the free mint, right? Do we know what resales are yet? We don't. We don't know what resales are yet. So why am I showing this to you? Well, because right now you can go and bid on Decas, on OpenSea. Everything is at auction. I tried clicking buy now like 50 times. No, I didn't. I tried clicking it 3 times and it kept coming up. No, you got to make an offer. So I don't even know why they have a buy now, because you cannot buy now. And 0.005 at the moment is $8.37. So you can make an offer. Lots of people are making offers on the Octagon by Deca collection. And I don't know what this is going to blossom into, but in May of 2022, GoblinTown.wtf dropped. And OMG, they dropped 10,000 free NFTs, only gas fees, and they said no Discord. Number 1, no Discord. They had only been on Twitter for a month. They did not have this massive tribe behind them. They were not doing, like all of the traditional stuff that me and everybody else in the NFT space is saying, you got to have a Twitter, you got to have a Discord, you got to this, you got to that. And I just talked about Discord last video because it is so important for you to think about, should I have a Discord or not? It's a time suck, huge time suck. You need to hire a manager or get someone who loves what you're doing and wants to manage it, and maybe you're going to give them an NFT from your collection or whatever. That's where those 1,000 NFTs that you hold off on come in. It is really interesting to see who is and is not doing phenomenally well with a free mint and why. And yes, the team behind Goblin Town finally got doxxed. They are a big team. They do have a lot of money behind them. Their artwork, if you look at it up close, super sophisticated. A lot of people didn't like it, said it was ugly, said it was weird, said it was stupid. I thought it was brilliant. I did a whole thing on Goblin Town. If you want to look at it, it's one of the videos on our zazoome channel. And I just think some things hit it perfectly. Goblin Town hit it perfectly. It was completely unique at the moment. Okay, there have been a ton of knockoffs, of course, like Bored Ape Yacht Club, ton of knockoffs on that. Doodles, ton of knockoffs on that. CryptoPunks, ton of knockoffs on that. Everything brilliant and unique. Yes, it gets knocked off, and that is what happens to art. Always, you know, if you're getting knocked off, it's really supposed to be something that is an honor. It feels sucky when you get knocked off. I've been knocked off. I hate it. But it is supposed to be an honor because what it means is that you came up with something that's original. You came up with something that's unique, and you are the OG. You are the original gangster of that piece of art, of that collection, of that project, whatever. And hopefully you're the one that makes the most money. Doesn't always happen that way, but hopefully it's you. 7.5% royalties, all-time volume. Now, keep in mind, this was May. This is now August. May, June, July. This is August 11th. We're not even into 4 months. We're like 3 months. In 3 months, $78.2 million in resales. $78.2 million in resales. If you come up with something original, unique, smashes what everybody else is doing out of the water, and it's funny, which this is funny, okay? Goblin Town is hilarious. If you go to their website, which is goblintown.wtf, it is funny. They have great animation. The language that they created for the goblins is funny and hilarious and bizarre and stupid and silly, and I love it. And they even have soundtracks of them speaking their hilarious words, and people have gotten behind this in an enormous way with memes, and memes are such a huge part of what you want to happen to your NFT project, because when people start memeing you, when they create memes around your NFTs, that can go viral. And when something goes viral, it has the potential to make you a ton of money, a huge amount of followers, and will lift up your project like an ocean wave, like an ocean tsunami, okay? So memes are huge, very, very important. Humor is something that is so valuable, not just in NFTs, because you'll make a ton of more money with humor that works, okay? Not just any kind of humor, but humor that works. So valuable, so important. And like God hates NFTs, if you go look at that collection, it's so funny, so brilliant, so different, so weird and like wonky and funny. And I almost bought one. I'm like so mad at myself that I didn't. I keep finding these collections that I almost invest in. I'm investing slowly. At this point, I probably only have, I don't even know if I have 20 NFTs in my collection. Maybe I do. I don't know. I mean, I've been investing in things that I really love, but at the floor price, not at the rarity price. And I just read and this is the last, like tangent for the moment that I'm going to do, but I just read a really great thread by NFT God. If you're following me personally on Twitter, Sheri Barbera, sometimes I retweet these on our zazoome Twitter as well, but NFT God, he posted this really good thread about investing in NFTs. And what he said basically was either buy the floor or buy rare. Don't buy anything in the middle because it's just not worth the money. Just buy the floor, whatever the lowest price is at the moment of whatever you like. And then if you're an investor, buy the floor or a rare, and then your resales will be so much higher. Because people will still get excited from FOMO, the fear of missing out. They'll get excited and, they'll not want to not buy one of these, and eventually you will be able to sell if you bought 5 or 3 or 10 or 50. There are people that buy 50, like Zeneca_33. He just goes massively all in when he buys. He's kind of a whale when it comes to NFTs. So these are the things that you sort of want to look at, like NFT God. What are people like this saying in the Twitter space about investing, about buying, about selling, about your project, about as a collector? What are big collectors thinking about projects right now? What are they looking for? Is a free mint smart? Do they think it is? What are they saying about that? So don't just listen to me, DYOR, do your own research, of course, and see what everybody else is saying. Rare NFTs in this Goblin Town collection, 300 ETH for one, 501,150 US dollars for this one, like, what? What? Goblin. I love this so much. It's just so stupid and fun. It's just great. Okay, in May of 2022, in the same month, For the Culture dropped these doodly looking NFTs. Simple sort of doodly things, sort of like VFriends, right? If you're familiar with VFriends, which I also made a video about, go look at that. Free to mint and pays, this is different, and pays 0.01 ETH to each minter. What? What did I just say? Yeah, these are free to mint and they're paying you to mint them. So in their project budget, they budgeted like about $10,000 to give away to get people to buy. Is that a smart marketing tactic? Of course it is. It's advertising marketing. Giveaways are massively important. I went over that a few weeks ago, telling you about what is like the number one thing that builds your following on Twitter. I talked about how to build and grow your Twitter following. The number one biggest thing are giveaways. That is how you really, really grow. You may not want the people that buy them, that do that, but anyway. So Ronnie is saying something. Hello, Ronnie. Hello again. Okay, what is the best strategy to launch your free NFT collection? Ooh, what an awesome question. Okay, what is the best strategy to launch your free NFT collection? I would do these 3 things. I would invest time and money into Twitter. That's number 1. Build your Twitter following. That is number 1, because Twitter is so incredibly important to grow your NFT project and build your following. Why is it so different from Discord? Discord is just you, okay? Your Discord, number 1, you got to get invited into a Discord. You don't have to get invited to follow someone on Twitter. Some people, they make it private and then they have to decide whether or not they'll allow you to follow them, which I think is absolutely hilarious. But of course there's that like FOMO, right? Fear of missing out if you don't get allowed to follow somebody. But anyway, Twitter is awesome because the NFT crypto community is on it. It's free. You can build your following for free just by doing all the things that I talked about in that video that tells you the 10 best ways to build your following on Twitter. And I'll put it up here as a link. And then Discord. I mean, I am not a fan of Discord, but this is where you have a private place to talk about your NFTs, to meet the people who are actually following you, to dox your team so that everybody knows who they are. So this is really, really important. So those are the top 2, Twitter and Discord. And then the third thing I highly, highly recommend doing is what I do. research. Do research on the profitable free-to-mint collections, like Loot, like CryptoPunks, like Goblin Town, of course. All of the ones that are doing in like the millions, hundreds of millions in sales, in resales. Why? Why are they so successful? Are there memes around them? Do they have humor around them? Is it a gaming kind of thing? What do you resonate with that you could include in your own project? Do you have some form of utility that you're adding? And if you do, what is it? If you don't, why not? Do you have good reasons for that? What is your exit strategy for your project? Is that something that you're setting up now? So there are so many ways to strategize a free mint, and that is a great video. I probably should think about doing that, Ronnie. Thank you so much for that excellent question. Okay, so free release, 10,000 NFTs, 7.5% royalties, all-time sales 78.2 million. Now in June, so we're in August right now, this was June, we are all going to die. Wagdie came out with their NFT project. Why was it free? Well, there's something called BTO. Do you know what BTO is? I'm going to tell you right this second. BTO, come on, is barrier to entry. There's probably lots of other things that BTO could be, but here it's barrier to entry. What is a barrier to entry? Money. Do you have money? Can you buy these NFTs? Can you afford to buy the NFTs? Can you even afford the gas fees? So barrier to entry is super important. Like, for example, most projects right now, when they are not free minting, are charging anywhere from 0.005, which is $8, about $8.50 in ETH, in US dollars, this is ETH, to about 0.25 ETH, which is $425. Now, when it's a brand new collection, do you want to drop $425 into a collection? That is up to you. Depends upon how deep your pockets are, depends upon whether or not you are worried about paying your rent, whether or not you can afford to eat, right? So $425, that's a lot of money if you needed to pay your rent. That's a lot of money if you needed to pay for gas. It is not a lot of money if that's like, you don't even think about $425. What's a lot of money to you? $40,000. Okay, so $425, no, that's not a lot of money. There's no barrier to that entry for you. But there is a barrier to entry for newbies and many people who don't have the money. So why a free mint? Well, this is a great reason why a free mint, because of the barrier to entry about the dough. It will price newbies out, and you don't want to do that. So you really want to think about barrier to entry, BTO. Okay, what's another good reason? Well, overall sales. Are they going down? Are they going up? What is happening? Well, in 2022, collectors have spent over $37 billion. And this is only up to May 1st. This stat is only from up to May 1st, $37 billion. So right now, collectors are on pace to beat the $40 billion spent in 2021. So are people worried? And why should people be worried about this market? Well, it's been crashing. Like, it's been super crashing. The stock market is crazy. The crypto market has been crashing. The cost of Bitcoin went, super down. From like a high of 65,000 down to like at one point it was below 20,000, and I was kicking myself because at that point in time I wasn't in a mental place to go and buy it. So to me, right, too bad for me. But I did buy Ethereum, and I bought quite a bit of Ethereum, and ETH is something that you really want to think about, because what is the difference between Bitcoin and ETH? ETH has utility. ETH is a blockchain underneath OpenSea and many other marketplaces. So people are using ETH, but also the Ethereum blockchain is super important. And the merge is coming up. If you're not sure what the merge is, go and look at the short that I made on the merge. So, hey, Time, hello and welcome. So glad to see you. 4.5 is a barrier. 4.5 ETH is a barrier to entry. I mean, that is a barrier to entry. And you do want to think about Who is buying? Who is your ideal buyer? Massive amounts of people. If you're dropping 10,000 NFTs, that's a lot. That's not a few people. That's not 237 people. Okay, 237 people is a room full of people. When I was in person, in real life person, doing these in real life classes about things, and I was at the main library downtown, the biggest space there could only hold 300 people. And 300 people, which I love. I mean, I would love 300,000 people. I would love 3 million people to talk to. But that's not a lot of people. 10,000 is a lot of people. You couldn't shove all those people into that room. That's a lot of people. So who is your ideal audience? Do you know who they are? Do you know what they will spend? Have you done any of that research about them? And that is what you really, really, really want to think about and then research and look into. So with these statistics, why wouldn't everybody be getting into NFTs? Well, because there has been a significant decline since February on sales, okay, dropping from 3.9 billion in sales to 964 million in mid-March, but then they started going up again. And the reason for that is because the market has been recovering and people are recovering, and the NFT space has been doing better, but a lot of it is due to the Bored Ape Yacht Club launching their own decentralized land, the Metaverse Project. So that could have affected it in a huge way. And here are the stats for you to look at if you want to look at them. Only from April 1st to April 1st, all of these amazing statistics happened. Okay, should you do free? That is the question. Why? It increases interest, activity, and sales around your NFT project. But are you making any money off the bat? No. But could you be? Yeah, you could. So what's the number 3? Making money on your secondary sale royalties. So royalties are incredibly important. You definitely want to set yourself up for royalties. Okay, questions. Do you have questions about this? Let me just go back to just me. If you have questions, put them in the chat right now and I will pop them up on the screen. Put them in the comments below this video and I will answer them in the comments below. I have just covered whether or not you should free mint and who has done it and who has been like so successful. It truly blows your mind. And so painfully not profitable. Painfully not profitable. It happens, okay? It happens. So it is important to research, to set everything up properly, to look at the space, who's doing what are they doing? Is it working? Is it not working? Why? Why is it working? Why is it not working? Do this research, make your charts, figure it all out and decide for yourself. Should I free mint my project or not? Are we going to free mint our project? This is a question I haven't answered yet. Sal and I will be answering that question. I haven't decided yet what we should be doing. Wait, let's go back here. Okay, so next time I'm going to talk about selling. When you are selling, should you charge for your NFTs when you drop it? And I am going to give you examples and pros and cons about that as well. If you are a newbie to this space, I have created a master class, NFT Bootcamp for Beginners, to master NFTs, including wallets and cryptocurrency and setting up on OpenSea and creating a collection and creating your NFTs. How do you do that? I even show you how to do that in Canva. Everything you need to know how to create, buy, and sell NFTs in 5 days. You could literally go through the entire course in 5 days. On day 1, what are NFTs, crypto and the blockchain? Day 2, how do you create an NFT? What are the different formats for that? Day 3, set up your crypto wallet on Coinbase with MetaMask. Day 4, set up an NFT marketplace account on OpenSea. And then on day 5, there's a lot. Create your account in Canva. Set up your collection page on OpenSea. How do you list? an NFT for sale and sell it on OpenSea. And then, of course, as a bonus, how to promote your NFT collection, because that is so incredibly important. If you're a newbie here, please subscribe to our channel. We are going for 1,000 subscribers. We are over 600 now. I am like woo-woo about that. Thank you so much for putting us over 600. We are trying to get to 1,000, so if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And if you like this video, you know I love those likes, so give it a thumbs up because I do love those likes. And Sal will be back on the next live stream, and I will always be here. I am going to be making more and more content that is pre-recorded, and the reason for that is because today I was part of a live Zoom with an incredible YouTuber, unbelievable YouTuber, and also the founder of NASA Academy. Okay, so I was on a live stream with both of them and about 40 other people. And he was talking about when you create these videos, what can you do to help your audience more? And it's shorter videos. I know that these are long, and I appreciate you so much for staying to the end. I really appreciate you staying to the end of every video, where who knows what I'm going to say at the very end of a video, right? God only knows. I never know. It's just whatever comes out of my mouth. So what he said was shorten up your videos to 10 to 15 minutes. 15 minutes does really well because it helps people with shorter amounts of time. So I probably will be doing that. Don't know how much longer I will be live streaming, but if you really want me to live stream, let me know, because it is important. It takes up a lot of time to live stream it, but I do love it, and I love you guys, and I thank you so very much for being here. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video. Click here, okay? Ciao, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Ciao, guys. Next video. Okay.